Hi, and welcome to this new moon reading. I'm Karin, founder of Wild Rose Temple. So today we are going to look at what energies this new moon in Virgo are bringing us. And we're going to talk a bit about like manifesting your desires as well. And I will have room for some questions in the end as well, if there are many of you watching live. So I am holding three cards here because I shuffled before I went live just to warm up the deck, and three cards jumped out, and it felt like these were important for the theme. So I'm going to start with them, and then we'll pull some clarifiers. I can see some of you in the chat already. So feel free to say hi in the chat. Tell me where in the world you're watching from. I love hearing from you. So Nicolaus says hi, welcome back, or hi back. Anyway, so I have also prepared crystal grid or an altar card for you for this new moon. I left the link both in the comments and in the description. So the way you can use this is either to do like crystal work, so you charge like a grid. So on this, it's the same image, but just this is a printer-friendly version. So you see white roses and clear quartz and the new moon. So you can use it as an altar card or to put your crystals on. And if you're attuned to Reiki, you can also charge this grid for your manifesting work. So that's free to download. We'll leave that here. Oh, I wanted to show it. Anyway, let's start with these cards. Just reading your comments as well. Karen says, morning from Canada. Hi, Carol. And Sarah Marie says, good morning from Arizona. Good morning. It's afternoon here. So first, maybe I should start saying why I'm doing, because the new moon might have been yesterday for you in North America. For us here in Central European time, it was like 3 a.m. this morning. But what we call the new moon, what's in the calendar as new moon, that's actually the dark moon. That's like as much of a void there is. It's like there is nothing. And then the new moon is when you start seeing the moon again. So, and it's become popular like in new age type of circles to use the new moon for manifesting. And in one way, yes, but also it's like the void. So it's like the darkness. So this is a time to reflect on what you want and therefore what you want to manifest into your life. So the cards for this new moon that I pulled was first the Emperor. Like a royal masculine, like a healthy masculine energy. And I explain how I see this in a bit. And then we have the Eight of Cups, which is a card that is like walking away from something or walking towards something, towards a new chapter. And then we have this card, the Sun. She looks like Marie Antoinette, this card. This is from the Tarot of Mystical Moments, by the way. So what I'm sensing with these cards is like this, that this is a time of illumination. This new, like the Virgo season and the start of autumn, that's like shining a light also on what's not working or whatever projects you haven't, that you've left undone. And I'm seeing like a metaphor, like a vision of something here now. An example is like in the spring, and if you're watching from down under, it's springtime now. In the springtime, you see how suddenly after a long winter, you see how dirty your windows are, and you see all the dust in your home that's the example I'm given. This is a season that will illuminate what is working and what is not working, and where you need to put some effort in. And this, the Sun card in this version, is a very feminine type of card. So also stepping into your feminine energies, and we have the Emperor here. So both like your feminine and masculine energies in balance. Think like finding a balance within the like healthy masculine, healthy feminine, between like action, receiving, resting, deciding, etc., leading, following. Really tuning into where you're at in your life right now. And if there is something that you've known for a long time that it's time to walk away from, this Eight of Cups, see, she has a path ahead of her. And also everything here comes in pairs of two, like there are two swans, two yellow, don't know if it's some sort of dragonflies. You have two birds and two butterflies at the top here. So this is also a card of union. Walking towards a union of some kind. That it's time, I'm hearing like it's time to gather the troops because something new is coming. Okay, we'll put some clarifiers, and I'm reading the comments here. Teaching with Purpose says, good morning from Alabama. Good morning. Most of you are North Americans tuning in. The others are probably at work. So I've done, this is a newish YouTube channel. I have had to do like unlisted live streams in the past. And then in July, I decided to start doing public readings to post, and also started doing lives like 2 weeks ago or so. And I've only done like unannounced, but this time I thought, okay, I'll announce it in advance and tell my new, like my email list as well. Okay, so we have the King of Cups. This deck actually has double king, so a female and a male king, and this is obviously the female king. Emotions, standing strong in your emotions and managing your emotions. And Six of Cups is a card of nostalgia. So if there is something you want to get back to, this could be a time, or if there's like a passion project that you have dreamed about for a long time. I'm also hearing like energy work. So for those of you who are into that, like Reiki healing, either you are a Reiki healer or it's time to book a Reiki healing session, like to get your masculine and feminine, the above and below and everything into union. One more here. Magazar says, good morning. Good morning. Oh, and we have the devil. Is this something you haven't told us? Is what I'm hearing. Is this something you haven't told us? What? There's something you're hiding from yourself, or you're not really being honest with yourself. That's what I'm hearing, and it's time to do like an audit. Is the word I was looking for earlier. That's it's time to make an audit of what you want, where you want to go, and what you want to do, because this is a good time to get everything in order. In many ways. Okay, interesting. So, if for those of you who just tuned in, in the comments there, and in the description, I'm also left this crystal grid or altar card for you that I prepared today, tuned into these energies. And I used the white rose and clear crystal. That's how I see this type of energies, like this type of cleansing. And that's why audit came in. And that it's time to look into, like, have your, not just like your finances in order, but your life in order. Like, really look through all aspects of your life. Are you happy there? And I'm hearing Marie Kondo now, this lady who says, like, if this gives you, what does she say, if it gives you bliss, something like that, sparks joy, if not, maybe it's time to release it. So let's pull some cards. Oh no, from this deck, as I talked about cleansing. So let me know in the comments if you want to share, like, what are you manifesting right now, or what are you hoping for this month of September? Personally, I'm manifesting new opportunities. I mean, are we not always? But I'm also thinking of doing novena. It's like a 9-day prayer for manifestation goals. So I will announce that on my newsletter if I decide to do something we could do together. Just to focus the energies. Okay, some more new moon messages for the people watching this live stream. So this is the Healing Waters Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And at the back of the deck, we have the Healing Lagoon. Rejuvenate, recovery, time to heal, it's safe to stop. So this is a time to, I'm hearing like a stop and smell the roses and to really reflect. And that's why I think this audit thing came in. It's time to reflect on where you're at, but also rest and take a little like pit stop in a sense and just think through things. And then the next card we have birth mysteries. What are you being called to create? It doesn't have to be like a painting or a book you write. It could also be creating a community of some kind, or a family, or decorating a house, or gathering people in some sense, leading some community work as well. So I always recommend, both for the new moon and the full moon, to take some time for journaling and really tuning in just free writing. Just tune in to what's on your heart and mind at the moment. Carol says, I'm manifesting 5 new clients this month and that are in need of crystal healing, holy fire, 3 Reiki and yoga classes for self-care and healing. Lovely. I'm also trained in holy fire Reiki. That is a beautiful energy. I hope that goes well for you. So maybe could be that your offerings, one-on-one offerings, maybe needs to be tweaked a bit, create something new or some add-on of some sense that could make your offers even more attractive. So tune into spirit as well. Tune into spirit and see if they have something new for you. And this can be done in general for all of you. This can be done by journaling. Also to be still in meditation or be out in the forest walking or by the sea, things like that. But journaling is a good way too. The sweet waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. And here we have balance again, balancing the masculine and feminine within. But also creating a balanced life that life is not only work, it's play as well, play and rest. And as we had the baby here and she is pregnant here, it doesn't have to be like physically getting pregnant or giving birth, but it's something about like the feminine mysteries, and tuning into the feminine, like the wild woman within. Just reading your comments here. Carol says, beautiful healing modality, Holy Fire Reiki. And thank you for your kind words to help manifest my desires this month. It is already done. I am sure you will come up with new ways to attract new clients. And then we have the waterfall. And this not only for you, Carol, but for everyone. Like, I'm just sensing if you want to manifest something new, could also be that something has to be removed and cleansed, like within a waterfall. Maybe there are things not serving you that are in your life, but not for your highest good currently. So this card says, inner power, unbridled confidence, claiming your place. That is beautiful. So don't worry so much about what everyone else thinks, and like don't get stuck in like imposter syndrome. You know what you know, and you have all the skills in the world or all the skills that you need. But some things need to be washed away. And maybe that is your own idea of who you are, could be. I'm going to post some cards from Rebecca Campbell's The Ancient Stones Oracle as well. Reading comments here. Hazel Catherine says, hello from Portugal. It's lovely to be with you on my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. A Virgo. So I'm a Libra, but I have my moon in Virgo. So I feel connected to the Virgo archetype as well. Okay, some more messages for this new moon and manifesting your desires and your dreams. So Hazel, what do you wish for on your birthday? I'm at the cusp of Libra season, so end of October. I haven't really thought about my birthday yet. This year went so fast. I don't feel I don't feel on track with time at the moment. Okay. Hazel says she wishes for removal of obstacles. Interesting. So that can be what I just shared about the waterfall. Maybe you need to cleanse. Maybe so this is the message I'm getting. And this could be for everyone watching. You might think that there are specific obstacles, but in order for those obstacles to be removed, there's something else right in front of you that you haven't really wanted to remove. So let's say you have a full-time job and then you have some like after hours activity or commitment as well. And that is taking up space and time, and you used to be very passionate about that. Maybe that has to go in order for you to the other obstacles to be removed. So in sometimes could be that spirit is waiting for you to remove that obstacle that is just right in front of you. Hope that makes sense. That's what comes to me at least. Pull some more cards here. Okay. So I think this is a Gaelic word. I don't know how to pronounce it. At the back of the deck, the Cailleach, elder, teacher, wise one, experience. And that goes back to what I just mentioned about, like, you have all the experience that you need. You have all the tools you need. You don't need anything more in order to get started on whatever it is you want to build. Okay, we have Hazel here, knows how to speak Gaelic, so it's Kailleach. I'm Irish. Funny you drew that card. Oh, that's great. Kailleach. I hope I pronounced that correctly now. I actually lived in and worked in Ireland 20 years ago, plus 20 years ago. And that's where I learned English. And I used to speak with a bit of an Irish accent, but over the years, that disappeared. Now I speak Swinglish. I'm in Stockholm, by the way. So elder teacher, wise one, experience. So this whole deck is very like Gaelic, but also like Avalon type of cards. Dancing with stones is the next card. Movement, teamwork, partnership. Yeah, you don't have to do it alone is what I'm hearing. Whatever it is you want to manifest, ask for help. So for example, Carol here who said she's manifesting new clients, but maybe you could reach out to some sort of community for other, energy workers and just share, this is what I'm working on now, and maybe they will, recommend people, places, conferences, whatever for you, where you find new connections. So don't be, this is not just for you personally, this is for everyone, like don't be shy. It could be like to build something in public is also a good thing to say, oh, I'm working on this now in my energy healing practice, I'm hoping for more clients, this is how I go about, and this is what the rituals I do. Like those kinds of things will have people attracted to your whole being. So Anna says hello from Singapore. Hi, Anna. Awesome to have Singapore in the house as well. What's the weather like over there right now? Is it hot? The next card is Singing Stones. Transmit your vibration, use your voice. This could also be like, what's it called? When you have like music healing, God, I'm losing the words now. Sound healing and like sound bowls. Is that the word for it? To implement that in your practice or your personal healing practice. But also just connecting to the ancient. That's what I'm hearing. Be out in nature. And if you live in a big city, or I live in a medium-sized city, but like even if you're in the biggest city in the world, there are always some parks, there are always some trees. Even if you can't be out in the forest, I'm sure there is a tree somewhere, and just put your hand on that tree and just tune in to Gaia, to Mother Nature. And Anna says Singapore is summer all year round, always hot. I would love to visit one day. Stone of Destiny, life path, ambition, passion, yes. So I guess this is the King Arthur stone that it's supposed to represent. Saying yes to your calling. So I'm very late to the party, but I've been watching Vikings this spring and summer, and now I'm on Vikings Valhalla. So about the Norse Vikings, and they talk a lot about like the destiny and their fate, and how a fate can also change. And so I'm being given that this as an example now. I personally don't think like we have a set fate, like where some things are meant to happen, but it's kind of malleable, if that's a word, that you have a free will and you choose to do some things. You can always choose. But if there's something that has been calling you for a very long time, now is the time to listen. Because you're meant for greater things. And that does not mean that you have to become the president of the UN or something like that, but it means that there is something, a strong calling. Could be to write poetry or paint or start a church or train in Reiki, whatever it can be, but it doesn't have to be in the creative field. Could be something else. And I'm also hearing could be moving to a new location. So if that's something you've been wanting to do, then now is the time. So I mentioned the Wild Woman a while back, and I have this deck that I want to pull a few cards from. Wild Woman Rising. I believe, or when I look at the stats, who's following me on Instagram and on YouTube, I can see they're mainly women. And most of you are a bit younger than me. I'll be 43 soon. And I think especially like the wild woman archetype is important for all of us, all ages. But I think also you step into that when you're around 40. Because this, when you look at, for example, this archetype like maiden, mother, and crone. But then what about those with grown-up children or those without children? There's like something else before you're the crone, the elder, and that's the wild woman. But you can be a wild woman in your 20s as well. And just stop worrying so much about everyone else. Do you like identify, or do you feel drawn to the wild woman concept? I'm seeing it that like this. She's running with the wolves there, connecting to her lineage, to her ancestors, to Gaia, but also just not giving an F about what people think or what people think you should do, or your own expectations of yourself. Okay. First card here is number 8, engage compassion. And she's holding a deer here, little Bambi. And she has these poppy flowers. Let me read in the booklet. But 8 is the card of union. Here, even the fiercest warrior must keep compassion at the heart of their work, or their bravery becomes empty ego bravado. Compassion at the heart of their work. Dear, tender, and graceful among Earth's creatures, remind us that all beings are worth consideration. Their infinite grace gently calls us to move sharp-eared, sure-footed, and tender-hearted across the wilds of both inner and outer nature. When we hold ourselves to a standard of grace over perfection and mercy over judgment, Wild Woman rises. Keep compassion at the heart of your work, and think of every living thing, and connect with, have respect for your lineage, your ancestors, and Gaia. Sarah Marie says that is a beautiful deck. Yeah, it's very powerful. And then we have proud with confidence. And you have the lioness here. See, that's number 10. What makes us vulnerable is often what gives us strength and vitality if we allow our full truth to be known. What makes you different, weird, awkward, flawed is what makes you most uniquely beautiful. Own and embody your vulnerability and then proud through life, knowing nothing can shame you if you already own it. And I feel that what I said about sharing your journey and being open on about what you're manifesting, and being confident about who you are. Like, don't feel shame about where you're at in life or where you want to go. Just trust that if you're open about and you're vulnerable, like you're open about your hopes and dreams and wishes, some people, maybe like extended family members, will react negatively to that, but then don't share it with them. Share with people who feel like, wow, you're such an inspiration. So choose wisely, okay? So Nicola says, Karin, your Lionsgate Reiki last month was great. Oh, I'm happy to hear that. That's already a month ago. Time flies. So I try to mix up this channel with some Reiki healing with no speaking and some Reiki healing with an oracle card and a bit of talking, and then readings. Next card is 16, Remember Who You Are. And she has like seaweed and corals and starfish on her head here. You are a star. Let me read in the booklet here as well. You are made of stardust and moonlight, seashells and stories. Each day the world will try to drag your attention to its causes, forcing you to reconsider what's important. It's up to you to remember who you are deep in your core and choose your priorities based on what you know is most true and most beautiful about your life. That's beautiful. And that brings me back to your calling and your fate and your destiny, like what has been calling you, and just release everyone else's expectations, including your own, and remember who you are at the core. Carol asked what's the name of the deck. The Beautiful Women Energy. It's called Wild Woman Rising. Oops. The Beautiful Women Energy. Yes. But if you are male, I'm sure you'll find beautiful messages here as well. This is I haven't pulled this card before. I mean, I must have flipped through it, but it's mysterious. She reminds me a bit of Lady Gaga. Okay. So I'm going to pull a few cards from this deck, What We've Forgotten, as well. I keep saying like this deck is like what my inner world looks like. Let me move things around a bit. Okay. So nice to have so many of you here today. So Carol says, wow, the cards are amazing and empowering. I'm glad to hear that. I like it too. And as I mentioned, I try to identify more with like the wild woman archetype. I have to release the expectations that society put on us. Some more divine messages for us in this Virgo season. Okay. So I'll try my idea is to do these live readings for at least for new moon and full moon. It's always really nice to connect with you live and like in the comments. And maybe more often. I would like to do as well on every Friday, do like a Venus Day reading. This format suits me well. Just casual and not to the point, just to see what comes up and what spirit wants to say. At the back of the deck here we have wonder. And what's behind that door? Maybe it's time to open those doors that have been closed. Next card is 16. We have the 16 again here. So 1 + 6 is 7, if that means something to you. The Tao of Flow. So invite more flow into your life, and also choose the path of least resistance. That if you're trying something, or for example, I'm giving the example here, if you're applying for work in a specific field and all you get is rejection and no and no and no and no, maybe that's not an invitation to push harder. Maybe that's an invitation to go where you are appreciated. It might not be what you have what you had in mind, but maybe spirit has something better for you, and that's a sign to just change direction. I will open up after this for individual questions. If you want me to pull a card for you, you can write your questions in the comments. Ancestors, number 53, 5 + 3 is 8. So this goes back to what I said earlier about connecting with your lineage and realizing that you're not. And now I'm hearing that what Kamala Harris said, that her mom used to say, you didn't fall from the coconut tree. That wanted to come through here. You're not just a being in isolation. You are the result of generations of people, of women. And there will be people coming after you as well. Even if you don't have children of your own, your legacy will still live in memories. And you will live on as a soul. So honor that and see it's like this is just one point in the agenda, is what I'm hearing. Like you're part of a continuum. So if you feel like disconnected, remember to reconnect with ancestors, but also your lineage is not only your blood lineage, it's also those who have walked the earth where you are walking the earth. So for example, where I'm living in Stockholm, in this part of town, who walked here before, who lived in this building is 100 years old, who lived in this building before me. There are lots of apartments. There must have been hundreds and hundreds of people. Those are part of my lineage too. As an example, transformation, a time for new beginnings is what I'm hearing. And you have lots of things on this card. There are coins, there's a dragonfly, some other insects. So you're picking together the tools you need for the next stage on your journey. I want to pull one more card from this deck. Illumination. That's the same as it's on the front. or in the back, however you see it. And this is what I said in the beginning. We had the sun. Things are getting illuminated. This season, this new moon is shining a light on what needs to be audited in your life. So this is, it's like light the torch and look into the dark corners of your life. What needs to be dealt with? That's what I'm hearing. And the first thing that comes to mind is probably what needs to be dealt with. Could be some uncomfortable things there that you need to unravel, but it's better to do it now than later, right? Okay, do we have some more questions? If not, I'll put some final cards from another deck. Let's see which one I want to take from. Maybe the Starlight deck. There is something else that wants to come through. Some other deck, I think first. Which one is it? We'll try this one. Secret Language of Light. And while I shuffle, I want to mention that I do one-to-one readings as well. If you're interested. Soul path readings. And a chakra healing session via Zoom call. Link in my profile. But I'm also going to add a new session that I call a Sacred Feminine Activation, where I work with the pink rose. So that will come out soon. Be before the week is over. So that will be via Zoom call as well. I do have a remote healing session as well. So if you click the link tree, the first link where it says one-on-one sessions, you'll find it in my profile. Soul journey. So this again links back to your fate and destiny and where you decide to go, but also this, that you are part of a lineage, a soul lineage, a soul family, and also like a bloodline. And also like a geographical lineage, those who have lived where you live now in this town and this country, wherever you are. Oh, and we have the divine masculine again. 3 + 2 is 5, a word of number of change. And we have the flame here. On top here is like a lotus flower, and the flame is like the sacred heart flame. For me, I also think of holy fire Reiki, obviously, but also a flame that is transmuting everything that is no longer needed. And this links back to what I spoke of earlier, that we need to look at something needs to be cleansed or washed away or burnt away. Could also be the masculine counterpart in a romantic relationship that is coming through. Transformation. Didn't we have transformation here? Here. So we have 2 cards that say transformation. A time for transformation. To become who you wanted to be, who you always wanted to be. That's beautiful. One more from there, and then I'll finish off with some of those message cards. light beings. So no matter what you believe in, but this links back to like your spirit team. So whomever you feel is watching you and protecting you, could be ancestors, could be angels, could be source, ascended masters, whatever, saints, Jesus, Buddha, whoever you believe in. It's time to call on your spirit team for guidance, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Now let's get to the message cards here from the Starlight deck. Carol says I will catch the rest of the messages in the replay. Thank you so much. Yeah, the replay will be on the same link. And you're welcome to subscribe as well, so that you get notified when I go live. Okay, 3 cards. Reevaluate. In the starlit sky, we still look for the falling stars. Yeah, what's not working? What's falling away? And what do you want to keep? And then we have the sun. Rise to the occasion. And we had the sun earlier in the tarot as well. It's being illuminated. But also you rising to the occasion and just stepping into the full power of you. This wild woman archetype really grabbing the power. And then we have nucleus. The power within stars is the power within you. Because one of the messages in the booklet here was that you are stardust. We are all made of stars. We are all made of the same things that stars are made of. So remember that when you're doubting yourself, that you're part of a lineage and you're also part of Gaia, Mother Earth, and you're part of the cosmos. And something that helps me sometimes is that when you feel caught up in like worry and stress, and just imagine you're zooming out like an astronaut traveling from the Earth out into space, and the Earth becomes smaller and smaller and smaller. So you just see Earth like a little planet below. And then everything feels insignificant and you can like focus on the big picture instead. At least that has helped me. Okay, final call if you have any questions. If not, I will catch you next time. I'm doing one of these lives, hopefully for the full moon. Maybe I'll do some more as well. I really like this format. It suits me, and it's always nice to connect with those of you who are watching, hear your input. So yeah, and I'm on Instagram if you want to come and say hi there. And if you have any questions about anything or my one-to-one sessions, you can always send me a message on Instagram. And I will let you know in my newsletter once I launch these new sessions, just like part healing, part reading, part guided meditation. Hazel says, thank you so much, Karin. This was a beautiful session. Your decks are so lovely. I know, right? I selected them. And remember to download this altar card if you want to. The link is in the description and in the comments as well. If you're tuned to Reiki, this could be nice to do with the crystals, but for anyone who works with crystals. And tune into the cleansing energies of the white rose and the clear quartz. I'm hearing selenite now. I'm not an expert on crystals or crystal healing, but that's the word I heard. So selenite could also be a crystal to work with during this new moon. And remember that the new moon energies last for a few days. So now we've had a dark moon, and now slowly the moon is growing. So you will have these new energies for a few days. And then at the full moon, That's when things are as most potent, and you really can heal and recharge. Okay, so we'll do a new live then. And in the new year, I'm planning on doing, once I've grown my audience a bit, I want to do like Zoom calls, like gatherings, where we can do more of a healing session as well. That would be fun. Nicholas says, thank you. You're very welcome. Thank you, everyone that have tuned in today. The replay will be on the same link in case you want to re-watch some parts of it. And remember to subscribe so that you get notified about the next time I go live. Thank you so much, and have a beautiful day or evening. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.